All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to a very special episode of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here on this Saturday morning if you're here live. The day this show is live is on Saturday, February 17th, 2024. This show is going to be regarding a case that unfortunately I've been involved with. There are some updates I'm going to be sharing on this stream. And if you haven't been here for a while, or if you're new here, you're probably not going to know what's going on. This show is more so for people that have known about me for a while, or at least a little while, and know the situation. So if this doesn't make any sense to you, my apologies. I will be creating some regular content over the weekend, but I will also keep people updated regarding this court case that I'm unfortunately involved with, a frivolous court case regarding another former YouTuber that frivolously sued me. But before we get to the show here, let me make sure everything's rolling smoothly, first and foremost. And I'm feeling a little under the weather, so forgive me. I think I may be, coming down with something. The back end of YouTube seems to be rolling well. Let me also make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. It looks like it has. And let me do a sound check. I've been involved with. There are some updates I'm going to be sharing on this stream. And if you haven't been... All right, all is rolling well, so let's get right to it. I don't plan on being here longer than 45 minutes to an hour. It may take even less than that. This is also a subscribers-only chat. It is an open chat. Anyone is welcome to speak and share your opinions, as long as you do it respectfully. Even if you disagree, if you respectfully share your opinions, you will not be banned. If you're here to troll on behalf of the other side, then you'll be banned immediately. That's just the way things work around here. And I also don't expect too many people to be here. I just did this on the fly. I took a nap earlier, and I figured I'd be doing this show in the middle of the night, at least in the middle of the night on the West Coast where I'm at. It is 6:40 a.m. Eastern Time, 3:40 a.m. Pacific Time here in my neck of the woods. A good morning to everyone. I hope that your weekend is starting off well. Besides all of this ridiculous stuff going on regarding what I'm going to be talking about here today, everything's going well for myself and my lady Dawn. Hey, Eli, it's early for you. Yeah, Sandra, it is. I took a nap. How you doing? Remember, there's a 1-minute delay between what I say and what goes out here on these in-studio streams. So forgive me if it takes a little bit longer for me to respond. But I have some updates here that I'm going to put out there publicly, and I'm just floored and once again at a loss for words. And what I'm going to be sharing here today is going to further prove that there are people on YouTube that will do anything for content, even abuse the government court system, police resources, 911 resources, etc. And this woman, we're going to label her as Mrs. T, has done all that. She's abused government resources. She's abused the court system, made a mockery out of the court system. She's abused 911 emergency services, making fraudulent wellness check calls. She's done that to myself and my girlfriend Dawn. She also tried to get the body cam footage for the call that she made frivolously in the first place. And she just continues to get away with, abusing these services, which, is not law abiding, in my opinion. Some people can say, she had reason to do that. But we all know this was done. This was all done and has all been done with the intent to bully and harass myself and my girlfriend, Dawn, on the YouTube platform. And that's exactly what's been going on. Let's get to the topic here. The topic is, let's discuss Miss T's unlisted live stream and how she's now threatened me as well. One more time. Let's discuss Miss T's unlisted live stream and how she's now threatened me as well. First of all, if you're not aware, I do have a secondary channel, Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams, where I do my Walking with Purpose streams over there almost every day. And I usually do these in-studio live streams over there. But like I mentioned a few weeks ago, for the time being, I'm going to be doing the in-studio live streams here on my main channel because I needed to get some more content on this channel. It had been a while since I'd put out content. So I decided to do some live streams out here. Normally, this is my pre-recorded video and shorts channel. But I haven't had time to create those pre-recorded videos and to stay compliant with YouTube monetization policies, etc. That's why I'm doing these in-studio streams here. Now, if you need a little more context after you watch this stream here, if you're here live, or if you're watching this on the replay, you may want to go back and watch my Walking with Purpose live stream yesterday. I believe it was episode number 656. But it was about an hour and 40 minutes or so, something like that. And I thoroughly explained what was going on regarding this frivolous lawsuit that this woman named Mrs. T filed on me. Basically, she has been impersonating my business, or she was impersonating my business on YouTube. And she's done some things in the real world to try to steal my business from me. I'm not going to go through all that here because I explained it on my live stream yesterday on my secondary channel, Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Stream. So if you are unaware of that channel and you want to check out that video over there, that live stream replay, go below in the description and click on the link for Coach Eli 2. Or just go to youtube.com/Coach Eli 2 or at Coach Eli 2 is my YouTube handle over there. So that let's get right to it here. That live stream I did yesterday was rebroadcasted by the woman that is frivolously suing me. And she rebroadcasted this live stream on a backup channel she created. Now, it's not that I want to give her notoriety, but I don't really care at this point because this is going to just make sense to you folks. She started a channel called Not Ya Business, trying to basically rub in my face that she lawfully stole my business, which she hasn't. And she created a channel called Not Ya Business. And she did that after her main channel that was somehow also monetized, despite all of the despite all the content on there that wasn't advertiser friendly. She would have been removed from the YouTube Partner Program eventually. But her entire channel was removed over 3 months ago for impersonating my business channel that I created on YouTube regarding my business, the January Networking Association. I've had that channel since 2015. And basically, she was removed by YouTube for impersonation. And what she sued me for is for fraudulently shutting down her YouTube channel for impersonation. Well, anyone can report any channel for impersonation, and it's up to YouTube to decide whether they want to remove it or not. So this is more of a decision that YouTube made, regardless of whether I flagged it or not, or who flagged it, right? And she knows that, but she had to find a reason to frivolously sue me, so that way she has content to talk about, or, so she could have content to talk about for many months. And that's all this boils down to is content. Because with all of the overwhelming amount of information that I have regarding my business being in commerce since 2011, there's absolutely no way she's going to take over my business. And there's no way that she's going to win this case. She knows it, especially after what she did on that live stream that she rebroadcasted my stream from yesterday, especially what she did on that Unlisted live stream. This is pretty much the nail in her coffin. And let me first of all start off by saying that I was aware of that Unlisted live stream on the Not Ya Business channel before I went live yesterday. And Ironically, and I'm not surprised, that stream has been removed. And there's a reason why that stream was removed, and I'm going to share those reasons with you very clearly here today. But what Miss T and other people are aware of is, when people know these streams are going to happen underground, those are the streams where the most damning stuff is said, while people are thinking that no one else is watching. But I actually screen recorded that entire unlisted stream that she did yesterday. I have open broadcast software. I had the link, and I just hit record before I left. And boom, as soon as it went live, it was recording everything on the screen, audio and video. So first of all, to make it very clear to you, Miss T, and everyone in your audience and everyone involved in this case, because there are going to be more people involved in this case now. There's a lot more evidence here. I'm at a loss for words what was said on that stream, in the chat, and also by you, ma'am. And we're going to share that here. I'm not going to play the stream because despite the fact that she was stealing my content, and she's not allowed to be on YouTube, she's circumventing YouTube's termination policy. She could still file a frivolous copyright strike, and I'm not going to allow her to file a copyright strike. So what I'm going to do, so you, ma'am, know I have a copy of this entire stream, to share with you what you said on that stream and what some of your followers, which have been the Coach Eli haters, said as well. So let's just get right to it here, okay? So the first thing, I'm not going to go in order of how she said things, and I'll get to the screenshots in a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let me just wait. Let me start off with the screenshots, okay? Let me start off with the screenshots here that I took. Some relevant screenshots from some people that have been part of the Coach Eli hate group for a while, and now, they want to come over here and support this garbage content of someone abusing government resources, police resources, etc. So the stream was actually titled Eli 2.16.24 is what it was titled. Let's see. Lori says he was in the server. Well, here, Lori, here's the thing. I am in some servers, and there are other people that you think are a part of your group that are, spies and moles, and they're really tired of people doing dumb shit like this. So trust me, anytime that you folks go live, unlisted, or anywhere else, I will know about it. I will screen record it, and I will use it against all parties that are, violating my rights in any way, shape, or form. Let's see. Gordo 2.0. You're still around, huh, man? You still can't get enough. Red Door Woman scalped him at nothing but silicone. No, Red Door Woman needs mental and emotional help herself. She called me a narcissist, and the only narcissist is Mrs. T that's suing me, and you're all narcissists. You're all just projecting, okay? Someone defending themselves against people breaking the law towards, themselves, like myself, is not being a narcissist. It's doing the right thing to protect my rights. So, you know what? Just sit down and, Gordo? Chrissy knows it all. See, the same people here that are obsessed mentally and emotionally unstable and can't get enough of this stuff, right? He will say the judge is a hater too. Nope, I'm not going to say the judge is a hater. No, I'm not. I'm just going to present my case. Let's see. Gordo 2.0 or Mrs. T has paid the judge. I wouldn't be surprised. But if she were to do that, then she would be held in contempt. So she wouldn't do that. Christy knows it all. Oh, he is Mrs. Kaw? I didn't know that. I'm kind of slow sometimes. Let's see, more screenshot. Mrs. Kaw from the Sacramento area here in Northern California. Her and her husband, Mr. Kaw, the former ex-cop. They can't get enough. Mrs. Kaw says Mr. Kaw also provides limo services in his PT Cruiser. Yeah, so you folks just love all the drama and all the entertainment aspect of this, right? And I usually wouldn't care about that, but when my business has been illegally attempted to be stolen and illegally abused, I'm gonna take care of that. So say what you got to say. Mystery girl, they both behoove me. Okay. Mr. Kaw says, I can confirm we can start the rumor. I will be there as a bodyguard. Eli will shit all over himself. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to actually get protection from the sheriff, and I'm gonna file this video and these screenshots and any threats that have been made by you, Mr. Kaw, by Coach J, and the threat that Mrs. T made on this stream, which we're going to get to that because she did threaten me. All those threats will be presented to the court, and I will seek protection to and from the parking lot. So that's that. Now, you folks may just be kidding for, entertainment purposes, but I'm not going to take any chances. You folks are extremely delusional and mentally and emotionally unstable. AC9 says, Mrs. T has the best giggle. Anyway. And here's another one. Twiggy22. Listen up, Twiggy22, because you're going to be the next person to be subpoenaed by me. Because you, Twiggy, are still around, and you sent me an email earlier on stating that you want nothing to do with this and you're moving on, and you asked me to move on, and I respected that, but you're still talking trash. So guess what, Twiggy _22? I still have that video of you coming to my house, right? And you know what? I'm going to subpoena you so that way I can ask you questions. What was your involvement in this? How much did you actually get paid compared to what you put on the process server form? Because you lied. You got paid way more than that, right? Okay. Twiggy22 says, if he does a walking stream that night, you might see a rented Tesla driving around him, blasting music and honking. You guys think this is all funny, right? You think this is all funny. And you folks in the chat, more than likely you're going to get away with this scot-free. But, I'm telling you right now, you're only helping Mrs. T further break the law. And you're further solidifying this case and any future case I have, because this small claims court case is only the beginning. I'm going to make sure that that she does this to no one else ever again. And I'm going to set precedents for other people that think they can do these types of things to other people on the internet on sites like YouTube. So Twiggy, yeah. So you can keep on running your mouth. You think that being on a private unlisted stream was safe, but I have everything here. These are just screenshots of pertinent things I wanted to read to you folks. But yeah, I've got the entire video screen recorded too. Yeah, if it wasn't, it was unlisted, right? If it wasn't something that she didn't want out there, or if she did want it out there, she would have kept it up. Mrs. T doesn't want this information out there. That's why she deleted the stream. She probably has a backup copy of it on what do you call it? On StreamYard. She probably backed it up, so she could probably upload it to Rumble. Why don't you upload it to Rumble, man? Why don't you upload it to Rumble? If you're going to say, well, I deleted the stream because I don't want to be circumventing on YouTube, well, that's too late. But the truth of the matter on why you deleted it was because you didn't want me hearing you threaten me. and other things you said and use that against you. Well, too late on that. Let's see here. And then she says, Mrs. T on her account, LOL, now I am delusional. Yes, ma'am, you are delusional. Actually, ma'am, you're a very depressed and miserable woman that has to go to extremes to break the law and abuse court resources and government resources and police resources, right? To try to make content that's interesting enough for people to follow you, ma'am. That's what this all boils down to. Yeah, you are delusional. If you think you're going to get away with this, I'm going to make sure that, I escalate this to the highest level of the law. So you may be laughing now, ma'am, but yeah, you think you're going to get away with this, and I'm not stopping with the legal aspect of this, even once this small claims case is done. Mystery girl, did you trigger him again? No, she didn't trigger me. I just responded to my audience, and I'm putting out a statement saying that I know what you folks are doing, and I'm going to use it all against you. Kristen knows it all. I love it when he's triggered. And just a bunch of people. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, and Twiggy, you're gonna back him up in the parking lot. Yeah, I'll use that against you too, Twiggy. Yeah, I screen recorded the screen with the chat, so I have everything everyone said. One more pertinent one I'm going to read. Joe Buddy, a.k.a. Brian. You know I know who you are. I'm not going to dox you, Joe. Saying the first name is not doxing. But just know, Joe, I could subpoena you as well to state what happens behind the scenes in these Discord groups. So, Joe, don't be surprised if I subpoena you as well to fly clear across the country to be there for court. Joe Buddy says, all I know is Eli is preparing to give so much evidence, and I doubt the judge will allow him to present but a small fraction of it. Well, I'm going to have a condensed 2 to 3 minute version of it, clipped out with all these parts. That'll be damning enough. In addition, on the flash drive, I will have all the full versions to submit to the judge, but I will have a clipped out version for court. So there you go, Joe Buddy, a.k.a. Brian. So, keep talking, Joe. Keep talking, and I can subpoena you as well to state what goes on behind the scenes in these Discords, plotting to harass an innocent man, to support another creator that's creating theft of his business. Yeah, so that is that. That is that. So those are some screenshots there from Mrs. T's unlisted live stream. Give me 1 second here. All right. So those are some screenshots there. I'm not going to show them, obviously, for copyright reasons. I don't trust her, even though she's technically not supposed to be on YouTube, and this stream has been removed. She could re-upload that to Rumble and then file a copyright. Even though she's using my content, she could probably try to claim it was under fair use, and I would win. I would get it reversed under fair use of my own content. But I just don't want to go through that. But you folks know. I'm telling you exactly what was stated. So, just so you know, I've got everything here. And there's more. I'm going to share more about what Mrs. T mentioned. So let's get to that. Let's get to that. All right. So basically, and I'm reading off my notes. I'm not going to read them exactly. Basically, during the Unlisted live stream, Mrs. T was boasting about the upcoming lawsuit in March. And she also mentioned something that you're out of your mind, man. She goes, she wants to subpoena my mother. First of all, Mrs. T, I'm not upset about that. You're not triggering me talking about my mother. I'm a very emotionally strong man, and I'm a very, very, how do I say this the right way? Very, very reasonable person. And I've learned on YouTube and in life in general not to let people's dumb shit trigger you. So you're not triggering me. But do you know how stupid that sounds? For you to say you're going to subpoena my mother, she has absolutely no involvement in this case. What would be your reasoning to subpoena her? There is none. You just want to make this appear more damning to your audience, further proving that this is all for entertainment and YouTube clicks and for fame and glory. And what you're not realizing, Mrs. T, is that you have a limited audience of people that have been fading away quickly. There's maybe 15 or 20 people left in the Coach Eli hate group that'll never go away. You'll never grow past them. And even if this was successful for you, there's not a large enough group for you to sustain creating YouTube content regarding myself for the rest of your life, right? And doing that is harassment and bullying on top of everything else that you've done. So, if you want to subpoena my mother, you have the right to subpoena whoever you want, right? But you're going to have to put the reason why you want to subpoena her, and she has no involvement in this case, okay? If you're going to say because, my girlfriend Dawn and I share a house, with my mother, everything that we do is separate. Yes, both Dawn and I love my mother. I love my mother. I'll do anything for her, right? But she has nothing to do with my, YouTube stuff, my business, or anything like that. So you just wanted to put that out there, or even if you go as far and file the subpoena, you're doing it just to get pats on the back from that pathetic, very small Coach Eli audience that's never ever gonna get you where you want to get to, right? Coach J is back to botting me. Those numbers just increased, so Coach J is botting me right now. Coach J is triggered as hell right now. Coach J and Mrs. T. I can tell the numbers jumped, and they're going to jump higher. You're going to see, there we go, 95. Yeah, Coach J, that's cool, man. All of you are going to be legally implicated and legally held accountable here. Every single one of you. And I'm not going to stop. I'll file different cases. I'll get an attorney. And, I will not stop until you, Coach J and Mrs. T, and anyone else involved is held accountable. You will be held accountable. Trust me. So yeah, you want to subpoena my mother? That's fine. But you have to have relevance, and you have none, right? And the more and more dumb stuff you do, right? This is small claims. How many people are you going to subpoena? You're trying to make this appear like a real civil case, which this is a civil case, but it's small claims. There's going to be maybe 10 or 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of time, maybe 30 minutes max of time to present this case. This is not a full-blown civil case. You are treating this like a full-blown civil case, right? So that is that. But the most damning thing, the biggest mistake you made, Miss T, is you made a threat on that stream. And you thought that if you snuck in this live stream secretly unlisted on your Not Your Business channel and delete it right away after my stream ends, right? And see, you didn't realize, man, that there are lots of moles. There are lots of moles in your Discords and everywhere else where you share these unlisted links. Anywhere that you think your privately sharing unlisted links for these streams, there are moles there waiting to send me the link. And that's how I got it. Because let me tell you this, Mrs. T, if I didn't have the link, I wouldn't know exactly what was stated on there, including the threat she made to me. And this threat right here will be played for the judge. So basically, you made threats of violence. You did. Basically, you said that, not in exact words, but pretty close, that you would pretend to be innocent and composed during the hearing, but you would also likely engage in a physical confrontation with myself outside of the courthouse. And that's pretty close to your exact words. Okay? So basically, what you said on this live stream, okay, is that you would pretend to stay composed. Ma'am, here's the thing. I'm not going to pretend. I'm going to be composed because that's the kind of person that I am. You're stating that you're going to pretend to be innocent and composed during the hearing, but you would likely engage in a physical confrontation with me outside the courthouse. You saying likely, ma'am, does not make it any less of a threat. So now I have you on audio and video, but audio pretty much because you don't like to show your face when you're on camera, stating that you're going to pretend in court to be cordial, and then once the case ends, you would likely confront me in the parking lot and try to record it, have people record it with cameras. I'm going to let you know right now, I'm going to have police protection. I'm going to have sheriff protection, and I'm going to file for that before the case. So anyone that is planning to come a long way to try and confront me in the parking lot of this court case, you're going to be dealing with the sheriff. And if you guys try something and the sheriff thinks it's breaking the law and they ask me, should I press charges? I will. I will press charges on anyone that confronts me outside of the courthouse. I will have the sheriff there. Okay? I bet you didn't think that I was going to know about your unlisted stream. And I bet you didn't think that I would be able to prepare to record a screen copy. I have OBS. I can do anything with OBS. OBS is way better than StreamYard. Okay? So, with all of that being said, you know, I don't see what's left of this whole ordeal. There's nothing left here. There's nothing left, right? Now, I forgot to mention a few things on my earlier Walking with Purpose stream. Because outside of this small claims hearing, okay, once this is all said and done, okay, this case is not going to decide who legally owns Genuine Networking Association. This case is clearly about Mrs. T suing me for fraudulently shutting down her YouTube channel for impersonation, which she did impersonate my channel. She knows it, right? This is not about, cease and desist or shut down your business. This case has nothing to do with that. That's going to have to be handled in a civil case. And once this is all said and done, there is going to be a civil case. And regardless of who files it, whether she files it or I file it, it's going to have to be here in San Mateo County, or at least in California, because her fraudulent business she created was created here in California. The state of Florida or any other state has no jurisdiction over a California-based business, even if it's fraudulent, right? And at that point, we're going to handle the other stuff that is not going to be a part of the small claims case. Look, everyone is right about that. There's going to be a limited amount of time to present this information in small claims court, right? I am going to submit it, but it's probably going to have very little to no relevance on the case because there's only one thing that matters, right? The only thing that matters is that YouTube is the one that shut her channel down, not me. Whether I reported her or not, and I believe I did, and also many others, that's anonymous reporting. And even if it wasn't, YouTube has to decide whether they feel she's impersonating or not. And YouTube not only felt she was impersonating my business, when she appealed, she lost her appeal, right? So YouTube is never going to change their mind. She's also subpoenaed YouTube's attorneys in Sacramento, California, to show evidence of, who flagged her channel for that, right? That's fine. Let them show up. Let them bring that evidence. Even though it's private, confidential information, and they might not even release it, but even if they do, it's not going to matter. The bottom line is she was impersonating my business, and YouTube decided to shut her down for that. And if she has any legal merit, which she doesn't, but if she even had a slight bit of legal merit, her issues regarding this are with YouTube directly, not with me. She pretended to file a case on me because she wanted to use me for content, all because she's upset at the fact that I denied her an interview over 6 months ago. That's it. Bottom line of the story on that, right? But here's the future, because this woman is not going to stop. This is why there's going to be an actual civil case sometime later on this year after the small claims case, where her and I are both going to have to get an attorney. And this is going to be the civil cases cost money. And yeah, I'll pay the money. I got to pay the money to protect my business. But at the same time, I'm going to sue, for all that regarding this case, which I can, right? And furthermore, okay, even if Mrs. T decides to branch out her business into a different state such as Florida, okay, listen up, Mrs. T. Yeah, you might be able to get away with that for a little while, but once my currently pending trademark pending goes through as a registered trademark later this year, at that point, I will once again have national federal protection in every state, including Florida. And see, you don't understand how trademarks work. I had a trademark during the first 6 years of this business. Just to recap for people that haven't been here. The first 6 years I ran my business, Genuine Networking Association, I had a registered trademark. At the 6-year point, you're supposed to file, some updates that they request you to do. And I missed those emails because I was crazy busy during that time. And because of that, they canceled my trademark. I then reapplied and was in a trademark pending status for 3.5 years up until, early December of last year, 2023. And there was another, business that was using the GNA acronym, which can be used by multiple people, but you have to use it in the right way. And there are some other things that you have to do differently to distinguish the businesses. The issue with my previous application to reapply for the trademark after it was canceled due to my clerical error initially was because they said there was a likelihood of confusion. Well, I figured that out. They ended up, abandoning and canceling, the last application that was pending for 3.5 years. And then I reapplied at the beginning of December, and I've had a trademark pending since the first week of December 2023. Now, once this trademark goes through, I'm going to have registered, I'm going to have national, U.S., nationwide trademark rights in every single state. I'm going to have federal protection, right? And before I get to what that means, let's also tackle once again that Mrs. T has said she's going to oppose my trademark pending. Once it gets approved, what happens is the United States Patent and Trademark Office, the USPTO, has to publish the trademark for possible opposition in their online trademark journal gazette. Okay? Trademark Gazette Journal, however they say it, right? And they have to publish it for 30 days. And during that time, anyone that feels that they have a lawful reason to oppose my trademark from going through the final stages of being registered can file, what do you call it? An opposition, a notice of opposition, right? Well, that notice of opposition costs $400 doing it online and $500 doing it by paper. So it'll cost her at least $400. But even if she pays the $400 and gets it, tries to get it opposed, okay, there's no way she's going to win because I've had that business in commerce since 2011. I've had a federal employer identification number since 2013, a seller's permit since 2016, okay? I've had websites. I have 2 website domains, genuinenetworkingassociation.org and genuinenetworkingassociation.com. Okay. And I also was the first one to file the trademark, even though it got canceled initially and I had to reapply twice. This is the second time I'm reapplying my application. Even if she were to try to apply for a trademark now under the same name, okay, basically she would be denied due to a likelihood of confusion, right? So she can appeal this and delay the process for 30 more days of me getting the trademark and wasting another $400 of her money, right? On top of all the other money she's wasted to try to just keep this facade going, right? But at some point by the end of this year, my trademark will be re-registered fully as a registered trademark with the R, and that will give me federal legal protection in every single state in the U.S., including any state outside of California that she tries to move her business to try to get around this California thing, right? Okay. So even if she tries to put her business in every other state besides California, once my registered trademark gets approved, it's going to be retroactively a registered trademark to the date of the application, which is the first week of December 2023. And at that point, whether she's still in California or if she puts the business in Florida, okay, no matter where she has this business in the U.S., at that point, I'm going to send her cease and desist. And if she doesn't cease and desist, I will sue her for trademark infringement at that point. That is the plan. And ma'am, if you want to keep the facade, if you want to keep the back and forth going on YouTube, in the meantime, if you need me that badly for your content, then that's cool. I'll talk about it occasionally and update my audience, but I'm just going to keep moving forward. And you're going to keep wasting your time and money and spinning your wheels in the mud. That's it. That's all. Right? But in addition, in the meantime, there are other legal things that I will more than likely be doing to protect myself from this woman, from her supposed business partner, Coach J, and anyone else that gets involved, that, anyone else that's an accessory regarding, helping this woman and this man, Coach J, further the illegal use and abuse of my business. You will be implicated as well, and you will be dealing with me legally one way or another. Okay? We are at 44 minutes, and I mean, pretty much that is everything that I wanted to say. Okay? That is pretty much everything that I needed to say. So, yeah, if you want to continue to stream Unlisted on the Not Yet Business channel or any other channel, trust me, I will get the link and I will screen record it. Even if I'm on a walk, I will have my laptop set up through OBS and I will screen record everything, right? And here's the thing. If you think that you're going to pull a switcheroo at the last minute and change the link, I've got several people that are willing to screen record anywhere you go. They will get the link. They will find the link. They are connected with other people I'm connected with that are moles in your Discord servers. Trust me, we will get the link, even if you switch the link at the last minute to try to get me to set up one link through OBS, and then you switch it on a different link, or you cancel that link, and then you put another one out there. Here's the thing. In order to do that, you're going to have to reach your audience. All those people, you're going to have to send, information somewhere that it will be seen. Even if it's through email, you're going to have people on your email list that are playing you, pretending to be your friend to get information to help people like me stop your nonsense. So anything that you do, it will be found out. It will be recorded, even if you delete it, and it will be used against you in the small claims case and future cases in the future. Okay? I think you yourself know that you've taken this way too far. And, one more thing. Let's mention one more thing that she mentioned. One more thing, ma'am. You're wondering why I haven't filed a countersuit. I forgot about that. I had it in my notes and I forgot about. Let's talk about the countersuit. Do you want me to countersue you, ma'am? Because here's the thing, ma'am. If I countersue you, you have no option to even dismiss the case or to what do you call it? To drop the case. You will have no option to drop the case if I countersue you. Because if I countersue you and you don't show up, then you automatically lose, right? So, I mean, I'm not going to tell you whether I'm going to countersue you or not. I'm going to put it to you that way. I'm going to hold some of the cards and let you think about it, right? But I will tell you this. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I could have countersued you a month ago or two. The reason why I didn't do it is I was waiting to see how far you're going to take this and see if, hey, okay, you've had enough fun and games. You can drop the case and we move on, right? And you stop using my business name and all that and we move on. But as of this point, you haven't done that. I still think you're going to drop the case at some point unless I countersue. If I countersue you, you can't do it. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, we're good. So if I countersue you, you have to show up, right? Which could cost you a hell of a lot more than you're already going to be investing into this between airfare, car rental, food, hotel room, and all that. And I was looking at flights. You can get through Southwest, I think, for like $550 round trip. That's as of right before I did the show. So you could probably get airfare for $550. You get a hotel room at the cheapest in the Bay Area, $150, maybe $200. I'm going to say $200. $550, $650, $750. Food, another $50 plus bucks, $800, right? Car rental, $100, $900. And you're still looking at probably spending close to $1,000. Maybe not $1,500, but $1,000 is still a lot. And you probably already put that amount of money into it. And you pretty much right now, the amount that you'd be spending to fight this case is more than what you sued for. Oh, Roy, I'm not going to, if you don't know who Mrs. T is, it's all good. But who are you, Roy? Let me check out your channel, Roy. Oh, Roy, you're actually a real channel. Oh, Roy, you do live streams of walks and fun events in San Francisco and Pacifica, California. Oh, you're a local, huh? How'd you find out about this channel? Not a bad channel, dude. You're a real YouTuber, huh? How'd you find out about this channel? There's a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. You can find out who Mrs. T is. I don't want to mention it here. It's basically some woman that frivolously sued me. If you want to go to my other channel, Coach Eli 2, and listen to the Walking with Purpose stream I did yesterday live on my walk, the link is below the description to my other channel, and you'll hear a lot more. But I'm not mentioning her name because I'm not here to give her notoriety, and I'm also just trying to be as compliant regarding the case and stuff. But thank you for being here, Roy. It's a great pleasure to meet you. You have a nice looking channel, man. It's nice to come across somebody that's a local that also creates real content. I'm from San Francisco. I was just surfing YouTube this morning. Yeah, no, great channel, bro. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, that's cool. It's great to see another local getting out there and doing actual, videos and running a real channel. Wonderful, man. Great to meet you. Yeah, you may want to, go below the description and subscribe to Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. And when I do my walks, I'm more so engaged with the audience in real time. In the studio, I have a 1 minute delay in case I bring people on the panel and I have to dump the delay to protect the channel. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk more, man. And you can always email me. My email's below in the description, Coach Eli at coach.eliasmelas.com. Sounds good. I will check later. Wonderful, man. Yeah, but before we go off the air here, honestly, there's really nowhere left for this to go, except to further amp up the illegal activities, just to get more attention from a small group of Coach Eli haters that remain. So I'm not gonna put it past Mrs. T that this is done. She's never done. She's the kind of woman that will keep amping things up to continue staying somewhat relevant amongst a small group of people that don't even really matter anymore and are not gonna get her to grow anyway. But I also think this more so has become something that Mrs. T wants to try to save her face. And I'm sorry, ma'am. There's really no way to turn this around at this point. Honestly, if I was in your shoes, and I'll just say this, if I did what you did, I don't know how I'd be able to just show my face publicly. I mean, I would feel so humiliated at what I did as a grown ass adult in your mid 50s, ma'am. You are a mid 50s woman. And for you to be doing stuff that teenagers do and preteens do, right? It just shows your character. It just shows where you're at mentally and emotionally. I'm just really saddened by this whole thing. I'm not upset. I'm not triggered. And quite frankly, I don't think you're going to stop, and neither is your audience. But, it's just really sad. It's really sad that this group of people just can't move on. And lots of people continue to want to break the law to try to, take me down because all I want to do is help people. That's all. All right, we are at 54 minutes. I'm probably going to be doing a Walking with Purpose stream later in the afternoon. Dawn and I might do a members only or a public. We might even do a public stream either later today, Saturday evening, or tomorrow, Sunday. Because all of this stuff has come up and it's taken a lot of time and energy. And Dawn and I have had a lot of things to deal with behind the scenes, non-YouTube related. regarding her health and doctor's appointments. We've also had family stuff to deal with. We have not been able to do, my girlfriend and I have not been able to do our show this week that we wanted to do, but it might happen later tonight and it might happen tomorrow. And this one will be a subscribers only chat. It won't be members only. The next one that Don and I do, it's going to be subscribers only, but they are still going to be primarily members only. So we're going to do this so that way we can show you folks, hey, this is what we do. And when we put it back to members only, this is what that elite group of members is going to get, for becoming members and watching the future members only live streams of the shows my girlfriend Don and I do. All right. I said what I had to say. And, I don't think these people are going to stop. I don't think, Mrs. T is going to stop. Ma'am, that, exactly what you're doing. And this is all premeditated. I just really wish you would look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why do I do this? What is the real issue? Why I attack people and go real life on them off the internet? Do some soul searching, ma'am. You are hurting deep inside. You are not a happy person. And this is what you need to do. Try to kick other innocent, good people down. And you try to kick us down to your level as a pathetic attempt to try to make yourself feel better. That's really sad, man. You need to get some help. That's all I'm going to say. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.